So, like my plan is to be in a substantial after this launches to be in a substantial diversification of gold, of keeping where it is, and a couple other things, right? But I'm really only going to be in the dollar when I need to use it.
But you see what I'm saying, right? Okay, all these people are like, let me get in crypto early because it might be the future. If you, it's almost like a game where you have to jump out before it is the future. Because if it is the future,
It is, bro.
because if it is the future and it stables out, your money's not worth anything. So when you go to cash out your USD, because now we're using crypto, you lost all your profit because
It all
you couldn't.
depends. No,
Let
it
me
all depends
explain
on
it
the
like
value
this.
of the
It's
dollar. It all depends on the
Yeah,
value of
that's
the
what I'm.
dollar at the time.
That's what I'm saying. So if the value of the dollar decreases amongst all these new cryptos, you don't have any gains really because nobody's accepting the dollar.
But
we're
no,
not
bro,
saying you
everyone.
can't lose money, or in fact, what I'm saying is this: I'm saying, like, if you think the system is not fair now, like your U.S. dollar system, um, and I don't, because I personally use the banking system. I paid off 2 goddamn loans, and then I had the fuckers like cancel my fucking banking accounts when I tried to start a CBD business after it's all legal. I'm like, fuck you, motherfuckers. Poking me in the fucking eye, dropping my credit all fucked up. And now, I found, because it's a pain in the ass. It's the problem. It's like 50-year-old people like me and older, a lot of us anyway, aren't like tech savvy. We had fucking secretaries, doing our fucking computer shit for us. I never had to do any of that shit. So like now I'm like fucking twiddling my thumbs trying to figure this shit out. Trying to be a fucking secretary at 50 years old. And it sucks. But it's
Hey,
worth it.
I am not a
It's fucking,
secretary.
That's
but
what
it's
I'm
worth
saying.
it. It's
That's
worth
what I'm
it though,
saying.
because
But
this is
but
my point
I
though.
don't
The
even
point is,
type fast.
but Andrew, that's what I'm
but let
saying.
me make my point. The point is this. The point is that now I can get coin. Okay. I can go get a fucking loan for I can get if I want to borrow money, I get a better deal basically. If I want to lend money, I get a fucking better deal. I get better interest. So if you don't think the current system is fair, if you can handle all the fucking bullshit, and it's a lot of bullshit, it's a better way to go. And I don't like bullshit, but it's still worth it for me because I don't have a lot of
You
money.
should have never paid off your lines. That's where you went wrong. When you have credit, if you got a line of credit, pay it all the way down.
Well, they fucking canceled my fucking. I mean, I got fucking attacked for trying to start opening a CBD business in Texas as a first mover. I got fucking attacked.
Yeah, you should never pay off your lines of credit. If you have credit, if you like the dude was saying earlier, he had been paying on his mortgage for 7 years, and he had paid on the car. He
They
had
paid
good
them both
payment.
off 20 years. They're both paid
Yeah,
for.
but
Then they
when you
fucking.
have lines of credit, you never pay them off. That's the biggest miscommunication. People think that you're supposed to keep your credit cards with 30% balance. No, that's the bullshit. What you want to do, I don't care if you spend the whole amount, as long as you pay it off before the 15th every month, you still get reported as on time payment. That's what you want. That'll hit a late payment.
So when you get done paying with your shit, then they fucking whack your credit scores. The
Don't
point.
never,
I didn't know that.
don't
I figured your shit would go up if you pay your shit off, but no, that ain't how it works.
No, the only thing to take your credit up for paying it off is buying jet skis. You go buy a fucking jet ski, you get 25 points added to your credit score. Anything that you pay on, if you make six after you make 6 payments on time, you're not gonna get no more points on your credit for it. So after them 6 payments, pay that shit off. But if you got a line of credit, you don't never close that shit. You pay that shit down to $300 and keep that shit open. Don't pay
Well,
it
I
off.
paid off 2 mortgages. I didn't have a line of credit. I wish I did. I tried to get one,
You
but
should
I couldn't do it at a time because I wasn't
Well, you
working.
shouldn't have paid them mortgages off because they no early payoff penalty anyway. So you should have paid it down to the last $1,500 and sold that fucking house or refinance and pull the equity out and go do something else, but never pay the fucking house.
And I sold my duplex. Hopefully, I get my money real soon. So I'm looking forward to doing some other stuff and build some credit again. But yeah, they fucked me over with that deal because you think you pay off your fucking mortgages, you're fucking good as gold,
You,
right? Not the
no,
case.
don't pay
Bullshit.
that shit off. Pay down to the last $1,500 and then either sell it or refinance and put equity out. And if you've been in your house 7 years, you should have refinanced at 5 anyway. So
I refied mine. to get the shit. I didn't want to fucking bill. The thing was, if you don't have a lot of bills, it's easier to retire. So there's two ways of looking at it. It's like, do you really want fucking credit? And that's what that's to keep you running down the fucking course on the fucking the merry-go-round of craziness. Like having to work more to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's part of the capital system. But you can step off. You don't have to run your whole fucking life.
But guess what?
But that's how they keep you running, though, because they'll drop your ass credit-wise, and as just a good competing American. You don't want that to happen because it's your fucking number.
Well,
So
let me ask you one question.
it's like a good motivation they use on us, actually, but that's a psychological motivation.
No, it's not psychological. Let me ask you one question. Do you know anybody who retired 20 years after they retired, they're still getting the same paycheck they got the same month as they got the first retirement paycheck they get?
I'll say that again. I'm sorry. I had my mic on and I couldn't hear it.
Do you know anybody who retired after 20 years of being retired, they're getting the same check that they got from the first month they retired?
Usually that changes.
Exactly. So why the hell would you pay the house off? Now, 20 years later, the property tax go up, and you got to mow the yard or pay somebody to mow it. You end up in a house that you own, can't afford to live in it. So why would you pay the house off, sell that motherfucker, and go get something else that's cheaper, that's going to appreciate, so you can do a reverse mortgage and let your house pay you for your lifestyle?
Well, because I bought, for me, I sold my duplex is what I did, and so I'll be good. But no, because I bought my house here, and it's like at a location that I want to stay at. I got the country club, my front yard, the botanical in the back. That's why.
But 20 years from now, your monthly income is not going to be the same.
But yeah, the property tax is ridiculous. That's the thing.
Yeah, in 20 years,
I got to
you
turn
can't
it
afford
into
to
an
live there.
Airbnb is what I got to do.
In 20 years, you ain't going to be able to afford to live there.
Unless I want to fucking work real hard. That's what I'm saying. If you want to retire, shit, you're going to have to no matter what. Even if you do everything right, you pay off for shit. You're going to have to, I don't know. It depends how old you are, I guess. If you're real fucking old by the time you retire, you're half dead anyway.
I'm just
you can't do anything with your life. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying this for everybody that's on here that's younger than you and me, because I'm 45. I'm just
y'all need to know that shit about the mortgage bullshit, because I didn't know that. And I'm fucking a Series 7 broker. They don't teach you that. The fucking credit. That didn't talk to us.
Yeah, I got my Series 7 years ago. But
that's wild.
All I'm saying for everybody here, if you think that if you save up enough money, you'll be able to retire from a job and you're gonna be all right, that's a lie. You're not. Because if you retire today and you're making $6,000 a month on your retirement or your pension, 20 years from now, that $6,000 gonna be down to $931.
That's why you should pay off your mortgage before you retire.
No, the day you retire,
because you're not going to be able to afford it on Social Security.
Well,
you got to pay the shit off, but you got to know what's going to occur.
What you should do.
So they got a 15-year loan.
Guys, Major's hand's been up for a minute. Let him talk his piece.
Man, let's finish this point. I wanted to hear him finish his point.
What you should do.
Keep going.
What you should do the day you retire, you should file bankruptcy, Chapter 7, and write all that shit off. Because ain't nobody paying nobody back when you retire. I don't give a damn what your income is. You just retired. Your income has changed. File bankruptcy. If your house is paid off, stay there for a few years. Either do a reverse mortgage. If your house worth $300 and you paid it off, do a reverse mortgage. Let your house pay you $1,500 a month plus your pension. Go travel the world, do what you're gonna do. After you get back to that 300 number, sell that house and go buy you something else.
Or pay a bill like you said you would.
But keep
your word.
Filing for bankruptcy, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that also a negative thing towards your credit or any type of?
But you're retired at that point. You're retired.
It's gonna screw up your credit. That's like he's saying, it doesn't matter, but it only matters if in your mind, if you're like for me, it's my integrity that would prevent me from doing what he said, because I wouldn't do it. Because I'm not going to be a fucking deadbeat no matter what.
I'm telling you right now, after COVID, when people been in the hospital on ventilators for 3 and 6 weeks, and everybody got $400,000 and $500,000 bills, when the Republicans get back in office, they're going to change the bankruptcy law.
So you have a right to do it. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it.
If you're gonna do it now. Paying somebody.
Yeah, I'd have a reason to do it right now, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to I have a credit card bill. It's like 35 grand. I could fuck them over right now.
Yeah,
They're
but
fucking being dicks. But I'm going to pay it because I have integrity and I want people to trust me when I tell them I'm going to pay them something. So I pay my bills anyway. That's why I do it, because my word means something.
Integrity
All right,
is
can
not.
we let Maj go, please, and not
Yes,
talk
he
about
needs
our
to go.
personal credit card debts?
It's major, but yeah, close enough. Just say,
Major, sorry.
it's all good, all good. I just wanted to touch on that crypto talk you guys were having. So about tracing it and following it through the digital web space, whatever you want to call it. So there is devices and programs and stuff like that where you can tumble your crypto and change it over and not be traced. And then also on top of that, if you put it in a cold wallet, even if they can trace it, what can they really do when your cold wallet is locked in a safe or in a deposit box? Then you only access it.
Tell everybody, a cold wallet is a thumb drive.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you, Stardust, because you've been dropping some knowledge so far, and everyone's got to listen to that kind of stuff. But I'm just saying, so the whole conspiracy about the cryptocurrency stuff, right? Even if they can see everything you're doing, they can't do anything about it if you do it smart. And on top of that, say you knew this cryptocurrency was going to be the next thing, and you knew it was going to happen, and these big governments and all these kind of things are taking over and they're going to use it. Why wouldn't you want to be ahead of the curve? Why wouldn't you want to jump on it before everyone else does? And to relate it to USD, if USD is going to be written off or completely gone in the next few years, like you guys are saying, you guys are comparing the crypto to USD. When in essence, you should be comparing it to BTC or USDT or a Tether or a stable coin or something like that.
But bro, that's the thing. It's all based off USD. That's my whole point.
That's what I just said.
If USD is gone, what do you have to base it off of?
Exactly.
It's going to be a digital
USD
dollar.
not going
So
anywhere.
that's my point. That's my point. Let's say you buy 5 Ethereum right today at what is it at, like $2,000 right now, 2,500, something like that. So you buy 5 of those things. So you're at, well, I'm not good at math, guys. Help me out here. 5 times. So you're basically through
8,000.
11 grand. Yeah. So now you've made that investment, right? And you have 5 ETH. That's what you have. With the future, it does become where money's obsolete, like dollars are obsolete. The new money is, Ethereum and all these different things, right? Your money is now, you have one of what, a million, one of 10 million or something like that of these things, but everyone needs these things to transact, or a piece of these things. Like, do you see what I'm saying? It's like you're rich.
In a sense, yeah.
You're rich in theory. You're rich if everyone's using the crypto you picked. Like, it's just one of those things that's like, but you're not rich in USD anymore. You just have one full thing of, you have 5 of the things.
You have 0.00001 Bitcoin.
Like,
yes and no. Because if USD is gone, then it would be a stable coin that replaces it, which is 1 of 1 to USD. So your Ethereum,
that's what I said all this time,
would still be worth 20 grand, and you can convert it to $1 USDT. It's not rocket science.
USD is not going anywhere. It might digitize into a digital USD, but that'll be the Amero.
Listen, what you guys need? More vitamin D.
No, it's USDC. USDC will be the digital dollar, because USDT.
Yeah, but that just means that
USDT, it's not 1-to-1. They have like commercial paper behind it that makes it underwater. USDC, they have 25 billion in reserves, which they got funded directly from the World Bank.
Yeah, at 0%
it's
interest.
1-to-1 pegged.
Yeah, exactly. 0% interest, but that just means that the American Central Bank is basically isolating the data center to be the storage operating center for digital currency, which they did that under the Obama.
I'm sorry, y'all are sheep to the slaughter, bro, with this crypto thing. I'm telling you. You're signing up to be watched. I'm telling you.
You can think what you want, but at the end of the day, if you haven't done your research, you don't know.
You're walking into the new world order.
I know that they can watch it better than cash. Do you agree
or
disagree?
They can't watch
your app. That's true. I don't mind being watched.
If I transfer my crypto from 5 different wallets and then keep making wallets, how do they transfer? How do they track that?
Dude, you're saying
because the wallet
Listen. You're saying all these you're saying all these unique examples of people tumbling and flipping and hiding the crypto. Bro, no one's doing that. Most people are going to go on the app and buy some crypto, and then if they do anything illegal with it, the cops are going to be at their house that night.
No,
Like,
Arrow.
Also,
There's public
also
blockchains and
still,
private blockchains. The
No, they
public
can't.
also
blockchains,
still, hold
the
on
public
real quick.
blockchains,
Hold on. Digital coding to it. Anything that is digital that has a digital coding to it was made by a system to connect with other digital codings and other pieces of technology. So once it connects, that trace is left there
And it can
to
be
That's
hacked.
not
be,
that's not
yes,
100%
to be
true because
hacked.
you
that's
can
not
No,
access
that's
100% true.
100% true.
you can
No, it's
That's
not.
100% true.
No, it's
can
That
not.
is 100% true.
Have you
How can
heard
you
of
Hold on
say
real
Monero?
quick.
100% true if you
Hold
don't
Have
on
you
real
know?
heard of
quick. Hold on
Monero?
real quick. Hold on real quick.
If you
Y'all
don't know,
saying I
how can
don't
you say
know?
100%
Oh,
true?
no.
dude, you
You
can't
don't.
name some.
Hold on. First of all, you don't know that I don't know. I work in the field of technology. I program all the phones that we're talking on. I program AI. I program TVs. I program computers. I program every fucking piece of technology you are speaking on or even think about speaking on. I have programmed that. So don't even tell me that I don't know because I literally probably programmed your phone and I probably shipped it out to you. And that's how I probably know that you're saying some bullshit. But, and also, Scorpio is an engineer for technology. So don't even come in with that bullshit that we don't know because we have facts.
All right. So did Chase pay you $1 million so you won't work for a competitor?
No,
That doesn't
because
have
no,
anything. That doesn't have
no,
anything to do
for
with
I
tech.
yeah,
mean, my
it doesn't.
family works for JP Morgan Chase. What does
Hey,
that
but
have to
that
do with
doesn't
anything?
right. That doesn't
As,
even have
as
to
an
do with
IT
anything.
security officer. So
Honestly, because IT is straight bullshit now of because everything that's what's going on.
all right, let
And
me
me
ask you
and
this. Let me ask
Scorpio,
you this. Okay,
me
let me ask you
wait,
one
hold on
question.
real quick. The technology that we have right now, I bet you in 100 years, it won't even compare to what we have right now. So honestly, the
That's
reason why the
called common
reason
sense.
why, okay, you're getting removed. Um, honestly, but the reason why I don't abide by the technologies what we have now is because I've seen behind the scenes. And the things that you guys speak on, that's you guys being one-sided and not knowing the facts. It's a fact that everything digital has a certain coding to it. And because it has a certain coding to it, it was programmed that way. Who do you think programs these pieces of technology? Like, answer me that. Who do you think are the people or
I,
the
I
bots or
got I got
whatever?
one I got
Who
one
who do
question.
who do you
I got
think it
one
is?
I got one question. If you access a digital wallet through a VPN and then access another one through a
That don't
VPN,
matter. That don't
is
matter.
that
A
traceable?
VPN, if VPN has a coding, a VPN can be
Yo,
traced.
listen,
That's what I'm
listen,
saying. Literally
Raquel. Like,
everything that has everything that you see on a piece of technology, it has a coding to it that somebody
Raquel,
else
let me
coded it
Just
to
get used to
be
y'all
there.
being followed all the time. Every
yo,
last one of you, like it or not.
let me break it
Yeah,
down.
sure.
I know
That's
what
true.
Raquel's saying, but listen, your phone, every piece of technology, your laptop, I'm gonna just simplify it for you. It has something called the IMEI number, right?
Yeah.
And that is your device number. That's not your. You could change your VPN, you could change your network, you could even change your SIM card. That is still sending a signal that it's saying I'm here, this phone is here, I need service. When you put the SIM card in, regardless if it's Verizon, AT&T, whatever it is, that's
Mm.
still your device. So like, unless you are a corporate spy, they're gonna know if you go through all these different means to get crypto, because it takes a lot to get crypto in the first place, and then even more to move it into your bank account. You need your account number, your routing number. Y'all know how that works.
And a
Like,
VPN is only a tunnel.
a
It
VPN,
protects you
a VPN,
during the when data is transferred
Yeah.
from one point to another,
and I'll be
but it
honest,
does not protect you at the
That is correct.
endpoints.
If I
and
can interject real quick, I
and
can
I'll be
state by saying that
hold on,
what it
please,
depends on the protocol that you're
Just
using.
let Arrow finish and then go
yo, just
ahead,
1 second.
9.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
And also, I just want to say, getting a VPN is probably a red flag to the government. I'm letting you know that too, because if
Yeah.
you get one, it raises the question: what are you hiding? You know what I'm saying? And most of the VPNs are like maybe 5 to 10 companies that are regulated, and you're gonna find if you look up a VPN blocker.
Yeah.
So just be careful with that too. But go ahead.
I'm just saying because I know some people that do some untraceable transfers and where they do cold storage to a VPN.
That's not true. And the reason why I say that is because data privacy is so relevant. When you look at net neutrality, those are one of the things that they talk about. And I think there's a lot of misguided information when you look at certain different protocols. When you're looking at WireGuard, that's one of the things that they talk about is the encryption and the encapsulation of the packets itself. Even when you're utilizing something like Wireshark or even Nmap, those different technologies have a level of sustainability. Even when you're looking at 2048-bit encryption, those keys and those hash marks and the MD5 checksums, which when you're looking at something like Ethereal and like I've been talking about ZeroNet, even though ZeroNet hasn't even been kept up with the code itself. When you're looking, it's even something that Edward Snowden has talked about even in the past. I mean, you don't have to wait 100 years for it to catch up. I mean, it's already caught up. It's not even a matter of time or a matter of understanding or any of that. I mean, when you look at it from exit nodes to different protocols, there's not a red flag at all. There are couriers and routers who are still in IRC who are still using VPNs, for what have you. All I can say is this I mean, I haven't even been able to get a job for like 2 fucking months for whatever fucking reason. There's a lot of shit going on, and I'll tell you that. I don't know what's in this fucking vaccine. All I know is there's some fucking queenie ass shit going on, and there's a lot of people gonna wake the blank up. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Mic drop on that shit.
There's a lot of people that are gonna be like, rah, rah, rah,
He
rah,
said, "I don't
turn
know
into
what."
zombies too.
He said, "I don't know what's going on, but I can't get a job for shit. So something's going wrong."
No, it's not that. I'm just being real. But it's all
Welcome
good.
to New
I
York.
feel you. Nah, I feel you. It's
Hey,
like
real quick. Hey, real quick. Yours truly and Stardust. What is so unique about blockchain where it can't be compromised? Where you guys are convinced that it can't be compromised?
No, I never said it can't be compromised. I mean, like I
They
said,
do it. They use it.
quantum
They're on it.
computing,
They love it.
quantum computing is coming, right? And I said quantum computing can basically de-encrypt. I don't know if that's the correct terminology. De-encrypt whatever
Faster
two-factor
than you could
authentication.
turn your head.
I'm sorry.
It's fast. It's instant almost.
Yeah, so the quantum computing can basically break encryption. That's already coming. You know what I mean? But I'm saying like the blockchain like Monero. I don't honestly I don't know too much about Monero, but from what I researched, Monero is untraceable.
Yeah, I just say that blockchain it is what it says it is. It's using multiple CPUs or processors to handle transactions, and anybody that wants to be a part of the blockchain, it's open. You can be a part of it, and the more people that's in, the stronger it is. But that also applies to hacking. I mean, brute force hacking. Or you keep running the routine so much that you overpower the security to break down the walls and enter into a
Do you know what
particular.
they're hacking? Most the exchanges.
You know what I don't get? I don't
But
get
that's
this.
all
Real
That's all.
quick.
Because I mean, hacking is just like clothing. Whatever's in style at the time, and you always find somebody. It's like
No, people hack where the money is.
Bro, do
right?
you know
But they're
what
not going to
money
hack
is,
your
but
bank
they
account for
also
$50.
it's
Well, there's
also
white hackers and black hackers, right? There's white hat hackers and black hat hackers.
But that's all. That's
Yep.
all a fad. It's
I'm
all
a
a
white
fad.
hat.
There's
It's
the
all.
white hat, black hat, and gray hat.
Yeah.
The gray always
Exactly.
tends to get lost.
So there's always
Everyone,
white hat
listen.
hackers always protecting the security of the system.
Yep.
You
And
guys
black
keep
hats are the
talking
ones
about.
who
Well,
are, I
no,
would say, like
white hat hackers are going after the people who are doing like disservice to the community, and they try to.
Well, and then even in
try to stop
cybersecurity, they
them.
got red team, blue team, purple team, and I think there's one more team. I
No,
forgot which one it is.
hackers aren't protecting the public.
Listen, guys, I
They
don't care what
protect
color hat they're wearing.
businesses.
I don't care what color hats they're wearing. Listen, the point is, like everyone keeps talking about, oh, this coin does all these transactions a day. This coin has this volume. This coin has that volume. Bro, Visa, MasterCard, they got more volume than all these things. Like everything's already on a chain, man. It's already on the block. Like we do so many transactions a day with our cards, and like if you think that's all going to be replaced by some Bitcoin card or something, I mean, maybe, but realistically, we are already doing it. Everything's already on a digital blockchain where you can put money into a machine and it will be on your card. You see what I'm saying? Like Like,
I mean, but that's that's a lot of risk for a
Well,
limited.
and you know what? I think what Arrow is talking about, he raises an interesting point, because when you talk about the inevitability of a currency replacement, I mean, forget about third world countries and governments that won't support that. How about people who want to sustain their privacy? And when you're talking about a cryptocurrency that has the capability of, I don't even want to say the word masquerading, but being able to hide its traceability. I mean, even I would say agencies like Interpol are even having a difficulty trying to trace that. So, but there's a legitimacy to it towards it. When let's say Arrow wants to go buy a pack of bubblegum, maybe he doesn't want to be traced about what kind of bubblegum he wants to buy. There's a legitimate reason for it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is that just because there are many bad apples out there doesn't mean that there are one or two that are going to say, well, shit, I'm just trying to buy maybe the 1968 comic book of Spider-Man or some shit. Ain't nobody got to know about that. But I mean, there's always going to be somebody out there who's going to be using it for illicit reasons, who is going to use maybe a cement company as a front, and then 25 people hiding behind that saying, let's all take advantage of that. So I mean, yeah, that shit's kind of happening because they're trying to get rid of the days of the Cayman Islands kind of thing, trying to hide your front. So I mean, yeah, there's that again. Those are the things where they're legitimate people like us trying to utilize that currency for good reasons, and then they're going to be assholes out there who are going to make it raw, bad for the rest of us. It
Let
sucks.
me like.
I
Let me
just
like.
don't want in general though, I don't want my currency being watched. I don't like
Let me
anything being
let me
watched that
add
I do.
something to let me add something to this conversation because we going down the rabbit hole about currency and me personally, I don't think that's what you need to be worried about. I think you need to be worried about the post office, the U.S. Post Office, putting GPS markers on your mailbox so they can start airdropping. And once they have a GPS marker and a registered address of whoever lives in a particular building, so you can receive courier package via drone delivery, that's when you need to be worried about privacy. Because
Oh,
not
they
only
already have that. They've
yeah,
been
but they
had
test
that.
it in small markets and rural markets. But when it starts hitting the big cities, because they don't have clearance to fly those drones over, major cities like Seattle and New York and whatnot. But little small towns like Gulfport, Mississippi, and Fayette, Mississippi, and Alexandria, Louisiana, they're testing it. So if they
They
start putting
do.
the
They
GPS
do
mark,
have clearance, and if they didn't have clearance, they're telling you that they didn't have clearance.
they
But
don't
they've
have it.
been flying drones. They've been
They don't
flying
have.
drones everywhere. Honestly, that's always been a thing. Literally, that's
Yeah,
really nothing
I'm
new. They're
talking
just
Yeah,
about
and the
making it.
private
They're just
drones
making it
are untraceable.
more
recreational
quote
use. I'm talking
unquote
about commercial
legal.
use. I'm talking about commercial use where UPS is delivering your package through drone for 27 miles away from the
Amazon
warehouse.
uses them.
Yeah, Amazon, UPS, but I'm talking about when the U.S. Post Office does. That's private. Amazon and UPS, those private companies. I'm talking about the U.S. Post Office starts putting GPS markers on your mailbox,
Bro,
and you
it's
have to
oh,
go out
they
Our
and do it.
watch
phones are
everything. You ever seen
GPS.
you
Our
seen them
phones
Google
in our
cars yet?
cars.
You
Yeah,
seen them
our
you seen
phones
them
are in our cars are GPS tracking. Like literally everything around us is already so like that's probably just like a hidden agenda behind it to make you think that they don't know, but honestly they do know. They
They
do
already
Well,
know
know.
because
I
it's
ain't
the
say they
government.
didn't know. The
The
issue is
government
right.
already knows.
you know
The
your
issue is
phone
right now is the
oh
insurance liability in case crash or something happens. That's why it's not in the major markets right now, is because the insurance liability. But when you
yo
go to smaller towns, like for instance, you have rich people who own hunting lodges in Mississippi. And so they go and build their own lodge on their property, which may be 100, 300 acres. Well, they can call a nurse practitioner instead of a doctor and get a prescription, and then you can have drone delivery for veterinary supplies for your livestock. They're doing that now, but they're only
They
doing it as
been
a
had
test, as
that.
a beta
They
test.
been
Yeah,
had
what
that
does that have
though.
to do with bro?
They
What does that have to do
hold
with
on
the
real quick. They
GPS
been had that
tracking?
though,
Like
and they been
because when
had
they
that,
have
and
your
they have
address,
it not only for big companies too. Literally, if you have your drone license, literally any person like us, like you can look this up because I was about to do it in Chicago, but something came up, so I couldn't go. But literally, you can if you have your drone license, you can ship and carry anything. It just it just depends on the weight of it. Like if you have your drone license, you can do it because I almost did it and I almost did it for like stuff like gas stations. So if I can do it, of course, US Postal Service and UPS and Amazon does it already. you know, and they just don't put things like that in the media because they don't want us to put two and two together.
Yo, I just want to say this real quick, and then I'm gonna let the hands go. Yo, so you ever notice if you I noticed this with my past two phones. If when you go home, like repeatedly go back to the same location, it marks it as home. Like after a certain amount of trips, it's like this is your home. I know it because you stop here every night and your phone stays here
Same with
overnight.
parked
And I
cars,
hear
same
you
with
That's
work,
wild.
snoring.
same with friends'
That's
house,
wild. That's
everything.
wild.
It's
Yeah, that is
programmed to
wild. But
track that way.
they already know where you live.
I
Because
Yeah, and
know,
it's
but I'm
programmed
saying.
for it to be that
So
way.
and now you guys want to take it a step further and let them know every transaction you make. I don't get. That's the part I'm
But
missing.
the funny thing is, like they said, I don't know if you heard about the $600 the government can investigate accounts less than was it less than $600 to bring in to see what, like, for unpaid tax or something like that. I don't even know. But they already know what, like, your financial information. If you work, the
So
government
let me
already
give
knows
you an
where you work.
example. I went into
You pay
CVS the other
tax.
night to buy a bottle of water, and there was two choices for self-checkout. One said no cash, and the other one was cash and credit, whatever. So I buy my water, I pull out my $3 in cash, and I look at the camera, the new self-help, and there's literally a camera recording everything I do in the screen. I'm like, great. Does CVS really need to know that I bought a freaking bottle of water at
Yo,
this time?
not only that, Scorpio. Let me give you a deeper example. Let's say your parents are behind on bills, or a family member needs like just money for to hold them over or something. Does the government need to know? Oh, you sent money to your mom. Oh, you sent money to your dad. Oh, you sent money to your family member. Why do you need to know that when I could have just did the transaction, been like, you know what, here, bro, pay me back when when you get it or whatever. Does the government need to know? Oh, look, he made a transaction. I wonder what that was for. It just
Well,
it raises a lot of unnecessary questions, in my opinion.
speaking of CBS,
I'd like to chime in. It's I don't. A lot of people are concerned about privacy. People are saying, "Oh, they're going to be tracked. They're going to like you're not being tracked if you make a transaction right now. Like all the
Not
transactions you
not
do
in
right now,
cash. We're talking about
you
cash.
know." No, hold on. Let me. I'm going somewhere. I'm speaking from Nigeria. My wife is over there in Texas. When I want to send her money, I send her through crypto. I mean, I'm not right now. I'm